3, 2, 1, open.
It's high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Join us all winter long as we feature live San Juan and Monticello basketball. Now, without further delay, we send you courtside for tonight's action.
Good afternoon, ladies
Welcome
and gentlemen,
to High School Hoops on
we
Red
are
Rock
indeed
92
set to
and
close out a
StreamUtah.Live.
two-day weekend, or I guess pre-weekend for the San Juan High School boys basketball team. A little bit early this week on these two games because the school is hosting a big wrestling event, the 2A Divisional B tournament tomorrow. So that'll be a huge event here. So that's why our games this week are Thursday and Friday games. We do welcome you in. I'm Rhett Sifford, and I am joined by an exceptionally special guest today. It is an honor to be sitting right next to my, I guess you're a fill-in color man now, maybe the new color man, but former head coach of the San Juan Broncos and, of course, state championship winning head coach Travis Black. And Travis, it's really awesome to be sitting with you. This is going to be a lot of fun today.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the radio, so it's a different spot here. This will be fun today.
Well, you know that we've talked off air here leading up to this broadcast, but this San Juan team has been excellent at times this year. They've had their struggles throughout the season as well. This is a game 3 weeks ago that they lost in Gunnison, and so they're going to have, I think, a different approach against this team here today.
Absolutely. I think it's been fun watching this team this year. I think Coach Easton's done a great job. These kids are figuring out who they are. They're improving every week. I know Easton's been focusing on that, focusing on the positives, improving every week, getting better, and you know, getting halfway into region play. They're looking good.
All right, well, we do open the pregame show here this afternoon, and we're glad you've joined us today. It is the San Juan Broncos getting set to host the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs, and I'm a little remiss. I didn't see. Travis, do you know where they are in the RPI standings? I did
They're
not.
just ahead of us at 10.
Okay, so
we
they're
moved
10,
up last night to 11.
So the Broncos moved up to 11th. I think that's both of my questions. This is a team that's 8-8 coming into this action today. Exactly the same as San Juan. They've won 4 of their last 2 now. It's kind of interesting. We joked around last night. Before San Juan's game last night, the Broncos had lost 4 of their last 5, and then that win last night, suddenly they've won 4 of their last 2, or 2 of their last 4. So that's kind of funny. But same thing for the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. They have won 2 of their last 4, but they're on a 2-game losing streak. Losses at Duchesne and versus North Summit at home. And that's the 2 teams that the Broncos are going to see next week on a pretty lengthy road trip. So this is a team, obviously, as we mentioned, that beat San Juan 3 weeks ago on January 6th. And we'll look to see how they have prepared. I don't know, I guess, Travis, if you're the winning team, as far as preparation goes, I think maybe it bodes better for the losing team because then you can prepare a little differently when you face each other the next time.
Yeah, I mean, a good coach is going to watch film, see what they did well, what they didn't well, make necessary adjustments with matchups, with defense, see what parts of their offense worked and what didn't.
Well, we chatted with head coach Tyler Mooseman just a little bit ago, and here's what he had to say as his team gets set to take on the San Juan Broncos here this afternoon in Blanding.
Coach, we chatted last night after the game. Good win for you guys, setting you up for today. A team that you lost to 3 weeks ago, so I know you want to come out differently today.
Yeah. There's we want to show by this point of the year that we've learned how to come out on that second day and execute and play with a lot of energy. And obviously today we're going to get a chance to do that. So,
what were the keys against you in you guys' first meeting? Do you think?
Well, I mean, the big one is we never found a way to slow down Tucker. They're big, He beat us in a couple different ways. He would penetrate off the perimeter. Mm-hmm. We let him get set up on the block too easily, and then he beat us down there. And, first and foremost, I want to make sure we contain him by picking him up early. And then if he does get it down low, we got to stay on our feet because he uses a lot of head fakes. He's pretty good that way. But we have a lot of length, and so if we can stay on our feet and use our length, we can make his life a little harder than we did 3 weeks ago.
Well, offensively, I know you mentioned you want to be able to run the floor better with these guys. Is there anything else?
No, I mean, to be completely honest, we just got to play with a lot of energy and attack the rim. Every team we play is going to give us all the threes we want to get, which we ought to look in the mirror and ask ourselves why, to be honest. But we just got to make sure we don't settle and attack the rim, and we'll get the shots we want. So.
Well, it's fun to be in front of the home crowd. This will be a real fun matchup today against a tough team.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And there's a lot of history with San Juan and Gunnison, so it's always fun to play them. It's going to be a hard-fought battle.
All right, Coach, good luck and have fun. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
So they've got some weapons, they can spread it around, but obviously it's the two main guys, Travis, that San Juan's going to have to try to corral. They were unable to do that against Tyson Tucker in their first meeting.
Yeah, tough big. You know, any kid that's getting 8.5, 9 boards a game, it's tough to stop. Once he gets in the paint, he's looking to finish. I really like Jet Hill. He's Coach Hill's son. He's obviously got some high IQ. He gets the ball moving. I thought he did a great job when we played over there to recognize his teammates that were open, find Tyson, get Tyson the ball, and good team. They're really similar to us, and you know the record shows that they're a dangerous team. They can play anybody on any given night and make it a game.
Well, I think one thing I noticed about Tyson Tucker, usually a big guy, plays under the basket a lot and is very physical and those type of things. But one thing I noticed about him and Gunnison is he's fast. He comes out of the corner and he's under the basket before you even know it. He's in and out of there all the time and just very fast along with his size.
Yeah, very aggressive, And sometimes you don't see that speed and aggressive all the time with a big guy. But you know he's got some experience and he's got good footwork and the speed like you mentioned. So.
Well, that's a quick look at the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs as they've traveled down here. It's kind of funny talking with other teams, and 4 hours is obviously a huge, big, long trip for most folks, although we're used to traveling 6 hours one way sometimes for games. So we're used to all the travel, but it does affect you as players, as coaches, and so we'll see. San Juan here on their home turf tonight or this afternoon going to try to take care of the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. I would say it would technically be an upset against this team here today if they could pull off the win. We've already taken a quick look now at Gunnison Valley. Why don't we take a quick break? We'll return on the High School Hoops pregame show. We'll take a look at the hometown San Juan Broncos as we're down into the last couple minutes of the JV game preceding ours. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports.
In the scope of a lifetime, 10 minutes may seem like no time at all. But when it comes to suicide, 10 minutes is often long enough to reconsider the decision to end one's own life. If you have a friend or family member who is struggling with suicide or depression, talk to them about temporarily storing their firearms away from their home. Because even a 10-minute delay can make a lifetime of difference. Let's help end tragic firearm deaths in Utah.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. It is the site of our high school hoops matchup today on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. We welcome you into the pregame show here today, and this is going to be a fun one. The San Juan boys getting set to host the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs this afternoon. It was a meeting 3 weeks ago for these two teams, and one that Gunnison Valley was victorious in. 62-50 was the final. So, I mean, if I remember correctly, Gunnison was ahead pretty much by double digits the whole game. I know San Juan in that game, by the way, this is Rhett Sifford, joined by Travis Black, former head coach of the Broncos and state championship winning head coach. And so it's an honor to be chatting with him today. He'll be the color guy today. And Travis, just thinking about that game, I know San Juan was struggling coming out of the Christmas break with some illness and some injury, and it really played a factor, I think, in that game. They just seemed very flat and lethargic in that game pretty much from the start.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, coming off the Christmas break, tough loss at Emory, hard to pick things up from some injuries, some sicknesses, and so not a great shooting night for us. I think RJ had a great night that night. I think he hit 5 or 6 threes, but we can't always rely on that. We've got to keep the ball moving and look for more than one person to help score.
Right.
So.
Well, I think in the things that we've noticed since probably right before, maybe the weeks leading up to the Christmas break, San Juan, I think it was that game against American Heritage, started to get their guys off the bench and really started to get some contribution off the bench. And I think that kind of galvanized them as a team. It wasn't a win against American Heritage, but to me that was kind of the catalyst for where we are today that really bonded them as brothers, I think, and as a team. And you have to have that, and it was good to happen at that point of the year. They've obviously had their struggles since then, but I think that was the point where you started to see some of those bench guys come out and become part of the team. And so now Coach Nielsen has numerous weapons where he only probably had 5 to start the year.
Yeah, every coach's dream to be able to go 10, 11 deep. I mean, that's just fantastic. I mean, I was blessed with that for 4 years to have a deep bench, and it's crucial for foul trouble. It's crucial for injury, for sickness, for close games, and it's nice to see some of these juniors and seniors and now a couple of sophomores that are stepping up and playing big minutes.
Well, the JV game is winding down into the last 20 seconds here. San Juan's going to be picking up a win on the JV side. They're up by 14 right now, and so that is happening. That's closing up. We do want to talk about the Broncos as we set this game up here today, again getting set to host the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. And we'll talk in more detail about the team in a moment, but we did chat with Coach Easton Nielsen just a few minutes ago. And here's what he has to say as his team gets set to go against Gunnison Valley here tonight in front of the home crowd.
Coach, thanks again for chatting with us. You guys 3 weeks ago handled San Juan fairly easily. They had a tough time handling Tyson, your big guy, but you had success basically all up and down the court that day.
Yeah, it was one of our better offensive games, and I thought we had a good defensive strategy going into that one. So we're hoping we can duplicate that tonight.
So you say duplicate. Is the preparation the same as what you did before?
There's going to be some similar things that we're going to do until they can show that they can stop what we want to do. But we know their focus is going to be, defensively, obviously, they're going to try and stop Tyson. So we're expecting to see some double teams and some different things, some fronting like that. And I think offensively, I think they want to get out and run. So we're kind of anticipating that. So we just need to get back on defense and see if we can play our game.
It's a lengthy road trip. Has that affected your boys, do you think, at all?
Anytime you travel for 4 hours is hard, but nice part is we got a couple hours to wake them up. They've been out shooting, and so I think we'll be all right.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
And we do appreciate Coach Easton Nielsen for chatting with us before all these games this season and taking time out. Of course, when I've been ready, when I've been prepared properly, I've gotten a chance to talk with him. I've had some late starts this year, but that's all right. So with the win last night, San Juan improved to 8-11 on the season. They have now won two of their last 4 games, And winding down, it's hard to believe, Travis, but we're down after today's game. It's going to be just 3 games left in the regular season. So at this point, obviously, you want to be peaking. You want to be starting to play your best basketball for sure headed into the home stretch here.
Yeah, I think at this point, Easton knows what he has from who he has on the floor. I think as a coach, you're at a coaching staff, you're just looking for minor tweaks and adjustments of what 5 because he is so deep, what 5 different guys can do on the bench, and these 5 do this well, and this mix does this well, and these other 5 do this well, and so I don't think there's anybody that's all of a sudden going to jump out and start scoring an extra 10 points a game.
Right.
We might have a kid or two that breaks out and has a game here or there, but really he's got to be, and his staff have got to be looking at this is what we're doing well, and the minor tweaks and strategy comes into play.
Well, R.J. Daly had an uncharacteristically quiet night last night. Obviously, they usually lean on him for long shots. He did finally get one late in the game. I remember it being a key bucket, but he was the second player that San Juan had that was averaging double digits, but he's dropped down just below 10 a game now. But Anthony Doan continues to lead the way for this squad. He has 250 points in the 19 games, and so that's an average of almost 13.5 for him. So he continues to increase that average. He had another great game leading the team last night.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with Anthony this year. He takes his time. He's got great footwork. He doesn't go 99 miles an hour. Once he gets into the paint, he makes just such slick moves.
Mm-hmm.
They're not fast, they're not quick, they're just slick, and that's because he's got great patience, sees the little gap, and makes the extra little step, and he's great off the glass.
Well, Daly is behind him with 183 points on the season so far. That's an average of just over 9.5 per game. And you talk about a kid who does go 99 miles an hour, and we call him the bull in the china shop. Jake Ivins is third in line. He's averaging over 9 points a game for the Broncos with 173 points.
Yeah, RJ, when his feet are set and he's got just a little bit of extra second to shoot, he's shooting really well. You can kind of see that with 3-point shooters. When they're taking good and great shots, their feet are set, they're in rhythm. And when they're just taking bad or okay threes, it's obvious. And sometimes in a game, players feeling it and they're hucking them up, and sometimes they're going in. And Jake is pull into China's out. I like that. Jake is just he does go quick. Jake helps this team run fast. And so there's a couple of different teams when Jake's on the floor or off the floor. And so if he wants speed, Easton knows Jake's going to push that ball down the floor. I think Jagger helps push the ball down the floor.
Yeah, so you talk. I'm sorry.
But I was going to say there's pros and cons to that speed, especially with 35-second shot clock. I would have loved to have had a shot clock because there's such new strategies you can have with that, and so being able to adjust a pace of a game depending on if you're up 3 or you're up 13. There's a huge difference with a shot clock.
Well, you mentioned Jagger. He's fourth in line scoring for San Juan now, 130 points for him, and so he's averaging almost 7 a game, and that's off the bench for the Broncos this year.
Yeah. I think Jagger and Tripp, they've had some great JV games, and I think they're being rewarded for that effort and coming in off the bench and putting up good minutes. I think Tripp's one who could go off personally. That kid has the body of a basketball player.
Yeah.
And it'd be fun. It's going to be fun to watch him the next 2 years.
Yeah, he's been outstanding for San Juan as well. He's fifth in scoring with 111 points now. That's an average of almost 6 a game. Then you got Keaton Ivins with 79 points in the 19 games. He's averaging over 4 a game. Justice Black is in there. Had a nice early basket for San Juan last night that helped their momentum. He's got 64 points on the season, averaging just under 3.5 a game. Brigham Nielsen has 53 points. Weston Jones 34. Jayton Knight has 31. Owen Adams has 15. We're just going to go right on down the list, guys. We don't normally get to mention, but who have seen some varsity action this year. Nash Jones has 6. George McNaughton has 2 points on the year, and Cole Duke has 2 as well. Baylor Nielsen has 1 point for San Juan. So those are obviously the guys who don't see a whole lot of varsity action down at the bottom of the list, but have contributed as well. And we just talk about the multiple weapons now that Coach Nielsen has, and it's spread out a lot more than it was at the beginning of the year, that's for sure.
Yeah, like I say, 10, 11 guys. What a great option to have as a coach, all contributing. And I think kids are starting to learn different roles, and their roles have changed over the course of their career. Some of these seniors, they may not be getting the minutes that they want, but they're getting crucial minutes and making big plays. And so I think a lot of them are accepting a role, and some other younger kids are maybe stepping up and doing a different role. So it's balance, and that's a hard part of coaching, is to be able to take a varsity squad and be able to say, okay, how can I get the most with what I've got?
And when you have kids who are humble, who are willing to take other roles, and that's a real benefit as well.
Yeah, I've talked to Easton a few times this year, and I had some great role players. I've mentioned, I mentioned to him Bronson Snyder and Preston Imlay and Caden McPherson as 3 of my seniors that came off the bench and just loved to play ball and loved to be part of the team, and all just had crucial roles at different times during their junior and senior years. And so, like I said, basketball is a little different than football, where you've got 11 guys on one side and 11 on another, and a kickoff team and a return team. It's hard to put 11 guys on the floor on a basketball court. So you've got to have some role players. It's crucial to winning games.
All right, well, we're continuing to talk about this game beforehand. It's the San Juan Broncos getting set to host the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs in a big Utah 2A Region 15 showdown here this afternoon. We're glad you've joined us. We're going to continue the pregame show. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and talk about other games going on in the area. We've got more broadcasts for you tonight as well. We'll detail all that. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Hospital, we're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
Back live to San Juan High School in Blanding. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. I'm Rhett Sifford, and I'm joined by a special guest this afternoon, Travis Black, the state championship winning coach of the San Juan Broncos. The years all melt together for me. I'm trying to remember, was that
2 years?
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 years ago. And it's amazing, and it's going to be a fun day, I think, today. We just want to take a look now on the pregame show. We're in the last few minutes of warm-up, and just want to look. There's a lot of basketball going on. It was a weird night last night because being a Thursday night game, that's kind of rare. Obviously a 64-57 win for San Juan as they moved to 8-11 on the year. Nucleo, both teams were hosting Telluride last night. The girls winning 49-25. The boys suffering a loss 53-42. Today, here's what we got going on. And down south of us, it's the Battle of the Drum today. That's a big one down at Monument Valley with the girls and boys duking it out for the honor to hoist the drum. White Horse at Monument Valley, and both, again, the girls and boys down there. Later on this evening, following our game, it's going to be the Monticello Buckaroos at Pinnacle tonight in a Region 19 showdown. And so that will immediately follow our broadcast. We'll switch over to the boys up there in Price, taking on Pinnacle, and that'll go through the girls' game as well. So you got a triple header here today of high school hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. A lot of other basketball happening as well. In the 2A Region 15 matchups, we have Grand County playing North Sevier today, both the girls and boys. The girls are actually on the road. The boys are at home taking on North Sevier. And so that was the team that San Juan played last night, obviously. Over in Colorado, it's the Montezuma Cortez girls and boys at Pagosa today. Or tonight. I'm not sure the timing on those games. We've got another local matchup going on today. Mancus is hosting Dove Creek on both the girls and boys side. I think that's it, other than it's kind of weird in 2A. I covered 1A for a lot of years, Travis, and you can see in the listing of the schedules, they play in the same venue, so we would do girls and boys games every time, but in the 2A, they play the same teams but in opposite locations. So the San Juan girls tonight are at Gunnison. I know the girls have had their struggles this year. That'll be a tough matchup for them tonight as well. So those are all the games going on, where there is some wrestling happening as well starting today. Mancus, Norwood, and Nucleo are starting the Valley Classic in Center. So that is happening this evening as well. And then, of course, we've already mentioned tomorrow the San Juan wrestling team is going to be hosting the 2A Divisional B tournament here at San Juan High School. So that's why our games were pushed back to a Thursday and Friday affair. So that is what's happening. There's also a lot more basketball tomorrow to close out the weekend, but it's probably too much of a mouthful to talk about today. We'll try to update you on whatever scores come in at halftime later on this afternoon.
We better mention, too, so yesterday San Juan's cheerleaders, their first year ever competing in cheer, took fourth at UVU in state yesterday. So. Awesome,
and I know the Monticello girls took third in the 1A competition. So there was some good cheerleading going on. And, I don't know. We were I'm trying to remember. I think it was when we were at North Sevier up in Salina, and we got done with our broadcast, and suddenly the Monticello cheerleaders, and I don't know what other cheerleaders, were out on the floor practicing, I guess, for competition. They were having some other location the next day. So that kind of took us back. I'd never seen that happen before. So
small schools sharing gyms. Yeah.
So that's new competition in the state of Utah. I guess this is only the second year for competitive cheer.
Especially for these smaller classifications, yeah, for sure.
All right, well, we're winding down the warm-up period. We're going to have the national anthem forthcoming and the call of the starters. We'll take one more break, and we will return for the start of this one. The San Juan Broncos getting set to host the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs in a Region 15 showdown. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Life is a series of cherished moments, filled with milestones that define our journey. Moments of love, joy, and shared experiences. Each moment contributes to our story. As each chapter unfolds, our experiences shape us, defining who we are. When it's time to celebrate a life, ensure your loved ones are remembered with the grace, dignity, and individuality they deserve. San Juan Mortuary, celebrating life, honoring memories, transcending tradition.
Hi, my name is Logan Monson. I am the mayor in Blanding. Youth, their families, and the well-being of our community is a big reason that I chose to serve in this capacity. Utah kids report that the #1 reason they choose not to drink is their parents' strong disapproval. Here are 3 strategies that can help keep your child alcohol and drug free. #1, bonding. Stay close to your kids. #2, boundaries. Set clear rules and expectations. #3, monitoring. Who are your kids with? What are they doing? And when and where are they going? Let's support each other in helping raise strong and capable youth. Having those important no underage drinking conversations are crucial to a child's future success. Let's do this.
Men can take a hit. We can tough it out. We're told to suck it up a lot more than we're asked to talk it out. But the truth is, the only way to tackle what's up here is by talking it out. To simply say what we're feeling. With friends, family, or the Utah Crisis Hotline. Put this number in your contacts right now. And if you're ever wondering if you have someone to talk to, you do. 24/7.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Here at Utah Navajo Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Number 10, sophomore forward Braxton Pickett. Number 13, 6'4" senior guard Zach Overly. Number 30, 6' sophomore guard Tice Hill. And the big man, number 32, 6'2" forward and center Tyson Tucker. And now for the San Juan Broncos, by the way, Gunnison Valley is hosted by Tyler Mooseman. And they are going to be wearing black uniforms on the road today with the white numbers. I think they've got their normal blue color in the trim there, but it's largely a black and white theme for them this year.
Yeah, a lot of teams are going to that.
So now the starters for the hometown San Juan Broncos. It'll be number 1, 6' senior guard Brigham Nielsen. Number 3, 5'8" junior guard Jake Ivins. Number 5, 6'2" senior forward Keaton Ivins. Number 14, 6' senior guard R.J. Daly. And finally tonight, the leading scorer for the Broncos, 6' senior guard and forward, wearing number 25, Anthony Doan. The Broncos are coached by Easton Nielsen, wearing white home unis tonight with the blue numbers and the yellow trim, or I guess it's referred to as the blue and gold, right?
Technically gold, yes.
So there you go. I don't want to get in trouble here. So well, this is going to be a fun one here today. Rhett Sifford joined with Travis Black today filling in for Bobby Bowering, and it's an honor to have you with me, Travis. This is fun. Former state championship coach.
I'm excited.
All right, it'll be Keaton Ivins against Tyson Tucker for the tip. Ball is in the air, and R.J. Daly almost had it coming through the traffic there, but it'll be Gunnison Valley basketball to start us off this afternoon. And Tice Hill controlling it midcourt, but Anthony Doan stepped in to knock a pass down, but it was recovered by Hill. He'll throw up a three to start us off. That one's going to bounce all the way out to the sideline and be pulled down by Gunnison Valley. And now driving back into the paint underneath the bucket, unable to make a follow-up try was Jet Hill. And San Juan in transition. Now R.J. Daly will drive in left of the bucket. Kick it back out to Anthony Doan. He runs into a triple team. Jake Ivins will now swing it through at the D and can't make the shot go from the right side.
Jake had an open lane there, just couldn't finish.
And now a turnover at midcourt here. I didn't see, was this a travel or a double dribble?
I think he called a carry on
Okay,
that.
A carry. So there you go. And San Juan will get the basketball at midcourt. So there was an offensive rebound for Gunnison back over there, and then there have been a couple, I think there's been a couple rebounds in the game. I try to keep these stats, but they're all unofficial. And now this ball knocked out of bounds in San Juan's front court here by Gunnison Valley, so the Broncos will keep it in the offensive end.
Both teams coming out in man-to-man defense.
And Anthony Doan set to inbound for the Broncos, lobs it up to the top of the key for Daly. Daly to the right side, and now Anthony Doan gets it in the corner. Little fake, and there's that slick move you talked about, but a little bit too high off the glass on the layup try. But on the rebound, Keaton Ivins will draw the first foul of the night. So good move for Doan to the bucket there. Couldn't make it pay on the shot, but the Broncos got their own rebound.
I think he was expecting some contact and didn't get it.
Right. And I'll have to take a look. I didn't see who they called that first foul on. Looks like that was Tyson Tucker, so that's a big deal. And meanwhile, San Juan under the basket. Keaton Ivins can't make another shot drop. And this one rebounded by Gunnison Valley. They're on the run. To the baseline, and nearly stepping out of bounds was Hill, but he recovers, hands to Tucker. Tucker underneath the basket. The reverse layup is good, and there's that athleticism of the 6'2 senior.
Yeah, great quickness, straight to the rim, no hesitation.
The Broncos answer immediately as their leading scorer drops one in off the glass from the right side, Anthony Doan. And now San Juan going to the press, and Travis, this thing has forced turnovers all season long, depending on who they've been playing.
Yeah, I've been impressed with the boys. They're definitely picking up that press that Easton's wanting to do and causing some good turnovers.
And now across the timeline, Tice Hill with the basketball. And he will hand off to Jet Hill. And I think there was a foul. There was. San Juan's R.J. Daly got called for a foul, and I didn't see. Did they just lose the ball out of bounds there?
Yeah, just a bad pass out of bounds to the Broncos.
So that's a turnover for Gunnison, or against Gunnison, I should say, and Jake Ivins will walk it up here. At the top of the key, dribbling left. Now he picks it up. Doesn't have a lot of options, but hands off to Daly. Now to Anthony Doan. High, top of the key, and he'll go left wing for Nielsen. Right side, Jake Ivins. He looked like he was going to drive, but now kicks. Keaton Ivins' three bounces off. Rebounded by San Juan, though, and the Broncos get a whistle here. It was kicked, okay?
Yeah, three good looks the Broncos had before that last basket, so hopefully they can just relax a little bit and put those gimmies in.
Yeah, I guess maybe, do you think the pressure is a little bit more acute against the team that you lost to, the first meeting?
Yeah, I think you're wanting to come out very aggressive and set the pace, and had the looks, they just didn't go.
So the Broncos do have it in the front court. Anthony Doan, a nice spin to the bucket and finishes off the glass from the right side. Good play again by the senior. Now Gunnison Valley in quick transition, but through the hands, out of bounds. That was an open Braxton Pickett who is kicking himself. I think he was going to have an easy layup if that hadn't gone through the hands.
Yeah, they made the right read right there, just didn't catch and finish.
And so a couple turnovers here in the early stages against Gunnison. San Juan has it back in the front court. Ivins into the lane, now kicks it out. Anthony Doan into the paint. He'll dish to Brigham Nielsen, who misses the runner, and a foul on the rebound.
Yeah, Keaton Ivins just a little out of position there, came over his back and got the push.
So that'll be Ivins' first, the Broncos' second. And San Juan still pressing here as Gunnison Valley gets it into the backcourt, and a double team on the ball here by
on the
San Juan,
line.
and I think that forces the turnover as he steps out of bounds. That was Tice Hill, and how about this press for San Juan?
Yeah, good trap there on the sideline. Got the kid stepping out of bounds. Turnover to the Broncos.
Daly has it on the right wing for San Juan. Anthony Doan rises up, now hands off to Ivins. Jake Ivins hands off to Doan, and now on to Daly, who drains the right wing three. And that's what we didn't see last night in the early stages, so he may already have the hot hand today.
Yeah, his feet were set. He was ready to shoot. Good rhythm.
Gunnison will answer immediately as Zach Overly gets a drive through the middle of the D, and a nice little pass that time from Tucker. San Juan trying to answer. Anthony Doan's layup try will not drop, though. And the ball goes out of bounds on the rebound.
To the Bronco ball.
So San Juan keeps it in the offensive end. And Anthony Doan steps to the baseline. We are amazingly almost halfway through this first quarter already. It's been a quick-paced first quarter, and now a bounce pass intended for Brigham Nielsen. He was unable to handle it and kicked it out of bounds, so that'll be a turnover back to Gunnison. I've got that as San Juan's first turnover of the game. And now here's Gunnison Valley, again a double team for the Broncos, and again it's going to force a turnover as that forced a bad full-court pass from Jet Hill. Nobody was at home ahead on the play, and so San Juan gets it back.
Yeah, I like what the Broncos are doing there. They're making the trap, but they're not getting overly aggressive. They're letting the defender make the mistake instead of reaching and fouling and trying to steal it.
Broncos set it up in the front court. Doan tried to drive through a double team, but picked up the dribble. Now they go to Daly. He doesn't have a ton of room, but swish on the three-point shot. He's already got 6 points. And San Juan is up 10-4, and now Tice Hill, it is Tice Hill, steps on the baseline as he's attempting to inbound, and that'll turn it back over to San Juan.
Yeah, RJ, exact same spot. Again, feet were ready, not a lot of room, but in rhythm and knocked down another one.
So the Broncos continue to increase the lead. Here's another Daly three. Yes, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He is hot. He's the opposite of what he was last night, and he drains it again. 3 straight three-point baskets. Daly has 9. The Broncos are up 13-4. Gunnison has turned the ball over 5 times already in this first quarter, and it's a great start for San Juan.
Yeah, trapping press for San Juan. They're trapping that sideline hard, and you can tell that Easton's made some adjustments over the last game or two, whereas even just last night, kids were reaching on that. They were trying to steal it, and tonight they're just causing tight pressure and letting the defender throw the ball away. And then, man, RJ just has had his feet set there. Hands are ready. He's ready to shoot. He's not needing an extra dribble, an extra step into it. He's just had especially that last shot, very little room again. Just eyes on the rim and knocking him down.
It's amazing how it feeds on itself. It's almost like if he had missed that first 3, he wouldn't have made those next 2. But once he makes that first one, it's almost like it opens the floodgates.
Yeah, good rhythm's like a good rock song. It just gets better and better. It gets easier and easier, and that basket just gets bigger and bigger. So it's nice to see him start out well tonight.
Well, the timeout for Gunnison Valley here, and just coming to an end. It'll be Bulldog basketball coming out of this timeout, and we'll see what adjustments Coach Moosman may have made to try to deal with this press.
The adjustment they need to make is stop throwing it to the sideline. They got to get the ball in the middle on that press. They can't have the sideline be the third man trapping the ball.
So across the timeline they come, and they'll set it up on the right wing. It's Jet Hill. And the Broncos backed away from the press a little bit out of the timeout, but
going to 1-3-1 zone at the moment.
So Gunnison has it in the offensive end. Now a bounce pass into traffic, comes through some legs, and now it looks like Anthony's going to be called for his first foul here.
I think he touched the ball when he was on the line.
Okay,
so they called it out of bounds on Anthony.
All right, so Gunnison will just reset. 14 seconds on the shot clock here. So in essence, nothing happened there other than Gunnison Valley has to inbound the ball again. And now they bounce it underneath the basket. Getting open for the shot was Zach Overly, missed it, and on the rebound, a foul. And this will be on Jake Ivins. So San Juan's third of the quarter.
Jake just a little out of position on that board and got the push call.
So Gunnison Valley a fresh 35 this time, and will inbound out high to Jet Hill. He tries to drive through the triple team. He gets continuation, the bucket, and the foul here against San Juan. And that'll be back-to-back fouls on Jake Ivins.
Yeah, and that's, hate to say it, but man, it's just been plaguing Jake this year. It seems like when he picks up his second one follows within 3 to 30 seconds.
Yep.
So
let's want to see if Coach Easton, did he already bring him out?
Wes Jones is checked into the game.
And here's the add one for Jet Hill, and it's good. So that trims San Juan's lead to 6. It's 13-7. Broncos finally have it back in the front court, and the ball bounces off Wes Jones and is picked off, but I think this is going to be a foul on San Juan. It will on Anthony Doan. So that all of a sudden puts Gunnison Valley in the bonus already with 3:15 still to go in this opening quarter. So the turnover against San Juan, and then they commit the foul, and that puts Jet Hill to the line once again for the Bulldogs. And the first shot rolls in. So that makes it 13-8. Again, I said 3:15, but it's 3:16 left in this first quarter.
Fast-paced game.
Yeah, for sure so far. There's a miss for Jet Hill, but Gunnison Valley beats San Juan to the rebound here. And now they'll work it underneath to Jet Hill, and boy, that was a slow roll, but he gets the roll on the layup, and Gunnison is back within 3. It's 13-10. Anthony Doan, meanwhile, for San Juan, spinning his way to the bucket, and off the glass from the right side, that goes down, and the Broncos back up by 5. Gunnison Valley trying to answer quickly, and again, wow, what a spin by Jet Hill. The underhand shot off the glass is good, and the foul against San Juan.
Two very similar players, Anthony Doan and Jet Hill. They love that right hand, spinning back to their left, and just the scoop shots underneath, back-to-back buckets from each of them, very similar.
And Hill adds the third point, so that brings Gunnison Valley back within 2 now. This is as close as they've been since R.J. Dally hit the 3 3-point baskets in a row. It's now 15-13. This is not surprisingly shaping up to be a good game. As now Keaton Ivins from the right side misses the 6-footer. It's rebounded by Gunnison Valley. They're on the run across the line.
Good look there by Keaton, just rimmed out.
And Gunnison had some penetration there, but they kicked it back out. Now here's a drive on the baseline, and that's who else but Jet Hill. Boy, we've mentioned his name numerous times. We haven't really called Tyson Tucker's name a whole lot yet in this game.
Yeah, Jet's decided to just attack the rim. He's looking at the mismatch, the defender, and taking him to the rim. So far, he's getting there.
And that's another foul on Anthony Doan. And again, Jet Hill is at the line for this Gunnison team, and he is perfect so far this afternoon. He's also the first player into double digits now with that bucket, and he could tie this game from the line right here.
Yeah, Broncos kind of in early foul trouble with their starters, Anthony Doan and Jake Ivins, both with 2 fouls.
And Hill makes no mistake again. So we are knotted at 15 apiece. San Juan has it back in the offensive end, though. Here's Jagger Nees fresh off the bench. They'll call him for walking with the basketball there. A little bit of an awkward reception on a pass from Wes Jones, and that's another turnover to San Juan. And Gunnison Valley will be inbounding from right in front of their own bench. Zach Overly will find a man, and I'm trying to figure out who this is as they get wide open underneath. Landry Edwards will lay it in. That was Talon Deering, or Dyring, I guess it is. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but meanwhile, Gunnison Valley takes the lead 17-15 on a nice layup. Some good quick passing, and they may have figured out a way to break the San Juan press. Here's Weston Jones with a shot, no good, but San Juan gets their own rebound. Now a whistle. I think Wes Jones may have drawn a foul here.
Yeah, went after his own rebound, stayed aggressive, and was fouled for the effort.
And Landry Edwards, the man who scored the last Gunnison bucket, is the guilty party. San Juan inbounds in the front court. Jagger Nees finds Brigham Nielsen out at the top of the key. He'll dribble right, bounce it down to the right side, but it was kicked and intercepted by Gunnison Valley. And Coach, explain this to me. I never understand clout you still have, Travis. Well, hang on. As San Juan is going to commit a backcourt violation here. They did get their own rebound off the miss from Wes Jones there, but unfortunately a pass deflected into the backcourt. So that is a turnover back to...
Yeah, and that was deflected. It shouldn't have been backcourt. I don't think the ref saw the deflection.
Huh. Well, Gunnison inbounds, and they'll work it into the offensive end. I was going to ask if you still have any clout. We need to get fouls up on this scoreboard right here. I don't know if you can make that happen.
We'll
it
try.
kills me trying to see him over here on
that
this side.
is a terrible angle.
And now I think, I don't know what they called here, but
offensive foul on Landry, I believe, Edwards.
So that'll turn it back over to San Juan. So 8 fouls for the Broncos in the quarter, 4 now for Gunnison. So from here on out, the Broncos will also go into the bonus. But time is winding down on the opening quarter, and now here's Weston Jones on the dribble here, and they're going to call him, I guess, with the elbow, pushing away.
I think Herring called a 5-second violation. I think the defender was on him for 5 seconds, so turnover, yeah.
So that is just a turnover against San Juan. No foul. That's merciful, I guess. That would have been the 9th foul in this quarter. So Gunnison will inbound the basketball, but the main thing is the Broncos offense has slowed down quite a lot ever since the 3-point baskets from Daly. San Juan's been pretty quiet. Meanwhile, Gunnison has taken the lead. They're hanging on to it by 1 point here as we wind into the final 45 seconds of the quarter. Baseline drive for the Bulldogs and an offensive charge against Talon Dyring.
Brigham Nielsen stepping in front of him, getting position, getting his feet set, took the charge.
So San Juan will get the ball back, and Weston Jones to inbound to Neves. Into the final 40 seconds of the quarter here, Broncos could retake the lead on this possession. Neves hands off to Jones, and he is called for the carry. So that'll be a turnover back to Gunnison.
Talking strategy about the shot clock. So as one strategy a lot of coaches look at is trying to get that 2-for-1. So San Juan could have looked for a 2-for-1 right there. A quick shot before 35, or before we hit 35, would have given them the ball back again. But that's just another piece of strategy with this shot clock, and more strategy with 5 fouls every quarter, shooting free throws now. So.
Yeah, that is a change this season, and that's been kind of weird for me. But Gunnison Valley has the basketball. There's a 1 second disparity, it looks like, on the shot clock to the game clock. Winding down to 7 seconds to go in the quarter. There was the shot. No good from Jet Hill, and a foul on the rebound.
It's like Edwards again, maybe on the reach. Yeah.
Yeah, and that'll be
his third.
Yeah. So off the bench, Gunnison now has a player in foul trouble. And I'm surprised they're not, well, it's only 3 seconds here, but San Juan finally in the bonus, and R.J. Daly will make the trip to the line. Another offensive rebound for San Juan on that play. And we'll see if Daly can put San Juan back in the lead. He does get the friendly roll on the first shot. So that ties us up at 18 apiece. Again, just 3 seconds left on what has been a fun first quarter.
So right here, you're hoping to make this free throw and get your press set, man-to-man press, and not let anybody cast up a 3.
And Daly does make it, and you're exactly right. San Juan establishes the press, but Tucker is able to get the shot away at the buzzer. He was the right guy with the basketball, that's for sure, but it fell wide right and short. So the quarter comes to an end. San Juan has regained the lead, 19-18, through 8 minutes of play. We'll take a break. We'll return for the second quarter. It's a fun one already. Stay with us. High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
In 1957, Lyle and Clea Johnson founded Lyle Northern Electric. What began as a small business in their family home has grown into the prominent local company it is today, a third-generation owned and operated company. Lyle Northern Electric is honored to have served the people of San Juan County for the past 65 years and is a proud supporter of high school sports. At Energy Fuels, creating opportunities and participating in the local community is important to us. Thanks to our dedicated employees, we're safely producing critical materials that support cleaner energy sources and a better planet for future generations. Knowing that the youth of today will make great contributions tomorrow, we're proud to sponsor San Juan High School athletics.
Nielsen mentioned the history between Gunnison and San Juan. Is that mainly basketball?
Baseball. A lot of baseball.
Okay,
baseball.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, I mean, it's definitely a rivalry, and you can see that here on the court. And I know sometimes it gets testy. Again, I think in the first meeting between these two teams, that San Juan, I think with their illness and lethargy a little bit, the passion wasn't necessarily there in that first meeting, but we can see that here this afternoon.
Yeah. There's some basketball history as well. They in 1999 they played each other in the state championship. Gunnison ended up winning, but there's a lot of baseball history there as well.
Okay, well that makes sense. As we begin the second quarter, San Juan suffers a turnover to begin, so unable to add to their lead, and now a three is no good from Tice Hill. Gunnison Valley, and the rebound bounces out of bounds, so the Broncos will get the dead ball rebound there. All my stats are unofficial, but I have San Juan with 8 rebounds so far and Gunnison Valley with 5.
I don't know how you're doing that so
well,
fast.
my hair is on fire. I sometimes can keep up with it, but
you're doing a great job.
So here's Anthony Doan handing off to Jagger Neves. He thought about the straightaway three, but lobs it up underneath the basket for Trip Palmer, and that was an effort for him to get out in front of the bucket to bank it in.
Yeah, Tripp's got great jumping ability. We've seen him dunk several times in JV games, couple of varsity, and Jagger threw that up only where Tripp could get it.
And we hear the air ball call in here. I didn't know that if that was not partially deflected or what, but Dyring indeed missed poorly on that shot, and now here's a three on the way from Daly, no good the other way for San Juan, and this one's pulled down by Gunnison Valley, so they'll set it up. In the left corner is Braxton Pickett with the basketball. Gets it inside to Tucker. He elected not to shoot in traffic. Working on Justice Black, and now a shot from the right corner for three is no good for Tice Hill, and on the rebound, a foul to Gunnison Valley.
It's like that Overly picked up that push in the back there on Anthony Doan.
Okay, Zach Overly's first. Boy, if you look at the disparity here, San Juan, all 5 of their starters with red marks. That's fouls on my iPad, and very sparse for the starters for Gunnison Valley, but they do get the first one here of the second quarter.
Yeah, Edwards picked up those 3 fouls for Gunnison, kind of saved some fouls for the starters.
Right. So we get a timeout here, just a 30-second timeout. We'll pause a moment, let you know that High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you today in part by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, and Red Mechanical. A big thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible. And it will be San Juan basketball coming out of this timeout. Was that a Bronco timeout?
Yes.
I wonder what you think Easton was discussing with his players there.
I would say a little more ball movement. Looks like they might be trying to get Justice the ball. Oh, there's a lob.
The alley-oop here. And unfortunately for San Juan, Palmer can't score, but he was in position. He got around. That was a beautiful lob that time from Doan.
Yeah, that probably came from the timeout. It's probably a play Easton drew up. They probably practiced that lob to Trip and just didn't go.
And now, unfortunately for San Juan, they get called for a foul here. That appears to be Justice Black, his first. So both teams with 1 in the quarter. Now another whistle. This is a lane violation on Gunnison Valley. So that'll be a turnover against the Bulldogs, and no press. San Juan will get a free pass here across the line.
Yeah, good physical battle between Tucker and Justice. They're both big kids and strong and battling down low.
And the Broncos have it set up in the front court. Jagger Neves looking for options. Anthony Doan with the fake shot. Goes into the left corner now. Daly puts up the three, no good. Rebound bounces all the way out to midcourt, and guess who's there but Daly himself. And now Trip Palmer gets it left of the bucket. A beautiful spinning jumper off the glass from the left side is good.
Yeah, Trip just elevates so high, it's impossible to block that shot.
Gunnison Valley back in. The Bronco lead is back up to 5 now, very quietly. And now a shot no good, and finally Tyson Tucker will follow up with the rebound as they get an offensive, or putback I should say, offensive rebound on that play. Broncos have done a real good job containing Tucker in this game so far, definitely compared to their first meeting. Now Justice Black unable to handle a pass from Trip Palmer, and that'll be a turnover against San Juan. Gunnison Valley back across the line with it. Cross-court pass over here to the near side, now down into the corner. And they go back to Dyring. He'll hand off to Pickett, back to Dyring. Carries it up in the air over the top of the defense. I don't think they got an official shot there. The ball bounced around and eventually resulted in a foul on Tyson Tucker. That's his second.
That's a big foul right there.
I was going to say, I guess, if you're only going to have one guy with fouls among the starters, that's the guy the Broncos would enjoy seeing, and he is going to come off.
Yeah, several players battling for that. I thought the foul could have probably gone on 2 or 3 kids, but they gave it to Tucker, so.
I'm sure Gunnison's not very happy about that.
No.
And here comes Jake Ivins across the line with the Broncos leading by 3. And 4:45 left in this first half. There's Anthony Doan with a shot high off the glass, no good. Rebounded by the Bulldogs, and they'll work it in. Here's a 3 on the way from the left wing, and that one bounces off from Houston McDonald, but they get their own rebound. Another 3 is on the way, also off, and down into the corner. It finally goes out of bounds in favor of San Juan. So Jet Hill missing on the 3 on that second try. So back-to-back misses from long range there, and it stays 23-20.
Yeah, good looks by Gunnison, some good pressure by San Juan, just didn't fall.
And Jake Ivins will run it across, sporting the pink shoes here this afternoon. And now Trip Palmer gets a pass at the free throw line. Nice little handoff to Doan. I thought he could drive right to the bucket there, but hands off to Ivins. Trip Palmer gets it back on the wing and then back out high to Ivins, who hands off to Daly. Anthony Doan straight away. Thought about the 3 or maybe just faked it. Now the ball in the air, and it's going to be a turnover as Doan lost the handle. And now Gunnison turns it over as well. The Broncos back the other way, but a full court pass sails over the top of Anthony Doan out of bounds. So the team's right now just trading turnovers.
Yeah, there's that 90 miles an hour by Jake. He sprinted back, got the steal, and pushed the O, and then just the extra energies just kind of sent that pass sailing.
And so after the dust settles, it's Gunnison basketball, and they'll bring it back into the offensive end. Houston McDonald has been getting some time tonight. And is this a lane
3-second call?
Lane violation.
13, yeah.
So that will turn it back over to San Juan. As, boy, I think that's 4 or 5 turnovers in a row right there.
And back-to-back 3-second calls, too.
And so San Juan now has the basketball with a fresh 35. Anthony Doan at the free throw line. Finds Trip Palmer. Left wing 3, bounces off. Rebounded by Gunnison Valley, and they'll run it up. And down into the corner they go. And around the perimeter, now up to the top of the key. And inside to Pickett. He'll spin and shoot from 7 feet, and it bounces in. And so that makes it 23-22. I think that was a shot block. Is that what that was?
No, Keaton went up on the shot, had a good look, and then 13 again?
Zach Overly?
32.
Okay, so.
Wait, that's who they call that on. 13, yeah.
So a foul on Overly here on the play is his second. San Juan, meanwhile, set to inbound the basketball. I think Keaton, now that was another inadvertent kick. That was a good one, though, but it goes right to Gunnison Valley. And so now the Bulldogs work it back in, and a chance to take the lead here. A Tice Hill 3 bounces off, and the Broncos pull down that board. Anthony Doan on the run, goes right through the D, but his shot is blocked at the last moment. San Juan will keep it in the offensive end, though.
I think that's one that Anthony would like to have back and hit a jump stop. The defender would have flown by.
But the Broncos get a chance to reset here. Now Anthony Doan spins away from his man to the bucket that time. That's that scoop shot we talked about. He executes it perfectly, and the Broncos lead by 3.
Slick and smooth.
Yeah, he just spins away from guys so easily like that. He just waits, and then goes right past him. Now here's Jet Hill walking through the lane with it, and that'll be a turnover back to San Juan.
Again, just seems like Jet Hill and Anthony Doan can both just get to the paint and get close to the rim anytime they want. They're attacking hard.
Here comes San Juan across the line after the travel by Jet Hill. Jake Ivins handing off to Weston Jones. I don't know if that was designed that way. They ran kind of into the same spot. But Anthony Doan has it top of the key. Now to Wes Jones. Drives through the free throw line. Goes into the corner to Keaton Ivins. He'll drive it inside. Now they eventually find Anthony Doan wide open, and he hits the straightaway 3.
He called it a 2. His toe was on the line, so Taylor called that a 2-pointer.
So I will need to fix that.
Looked like his toe was just on the line.
So a 2-point basket for Anthony Doan makes it 27-22.
It's like that might have been a reach on Doan there.
So yeah, it is the third foul of the evening on Anthony Doan now. So he is going to have to come out as Jagger Neves checks in for the Broncos. So both leading scorers now, while Anthony Doan in worse shape. Tyson Tucker for Gunnison Valley has 2 fouls here in the early stages, but he's on the bench as well. He's been on the bench a little bit tonight, so I'm not sure if something's going on with Tucker or what. But there's a steal by Trip Palmer, but they call him for a reach there. So that'll be his first. And so it's already getting vocal in here. We knew that was going to happen, I think, but Gunnison Valley set to inbound from midcourt, and it's Tice Hill with the basketball, dribbling to his right. He'll hand off to Overly. Overly on the crossover, but picks up the dribble, hands off to Jet Hill. He's straight away. Now goes right side for Overly. Overly trying to get around Keaton Ivins. He kind of got the edge, but the shot falls off, and it's rebounded by San Juan. Broncos back in the front court with it. Jagger Neves looking for help. Finds Jake Ivins. He comes into traffic, has it stripped away, and stepping out of bounds with the basketball, though, is Gunnison. Houston McDonald. I've got to memorize that kid's name because he's getting lots of action. So San Juan will actually keep it in the offensive end here. I don't know, do you count that as a turnover and then a turnover right there? I don't know how to score that.
No, you have to have a possession to have the turnover.
Okay. So San Juan will set it up here. Jagger Neves hands off to Weston Jones. Looked like he was thinking about the 3. Now Jagger Neves is thinking about it. Goes inside, kicks it back out. Keaton Ivins, baseline drive, but steps out of bounds. That will turn it over to Gunnison.
Keaton had a baseline drive there, had the lane, but just a little bit out of bounds with the foot.
So the Bulldogs will inbound, and San Juan not pressing as firmly as they have before in the game, but that allows Zach Overly to penetrate. He'll kick it into the corner, and now Tice Hill on the baseline drive. A pass that was muffled by Overly. Now he drives baseline, misses the jumper, kicks it out high. Here's a McDonald 3, yes. So Overly missed, but they got their own rebound, and then McDonald hits the 3. Now here's Jake Ivins trying to score for San Juan, unable. And Gunnison Valley pulls down the board. They'll come full court, missing the layup try as Zach Overly. And the rebound to San Juan. The Broncos' lead has been trimmed to 2 in all this action, 27-25. And we're into the final 18 seconds of the first half. Jake Ivins with the crossover through traffic. They call the foul on the floor. That was quite a drive for Jake Ivins, who did not have size on either of those defenders there. And the foul will be on, is that 10? It looks like Braxton Pickett.
Yeah, 10.
His first and the 4th for Gunnison. So nobody's going to go into the bonus here in the second quarter.
Coach Nilsson calling for 1 shot here for the Broncos.
Yeah, the shot clock is off. We're into the final 5 seconds. Trip Palmer in the corner. Crosses it to Wes Jones. Jones through the lane, scores the bucket and the foul. Drives from the right side, scores, and has an add-one opportunity.
Great look there for the Broncos. Previous games, they've kind of attacked a little too early trying to get the last shot, and that was good timing, good attack. Only leaves 1.4 left. Not much for the defense to do if they get the ball back here. So good job by West to finish that and get the and one.
Yeah, it looks like San Juan will be taking the lead into the halftime break. Wes Jones can't add 3, and there's a desperation throw for Braxton Pickett at the buzzer that won't go. And so it will be a 29-25 lead for San Juan at the break. 4-point lead. That was a good, fun back and forth first quarter there.
Yeah, that first half just flew by. That was both teams pushing the ball up and down the floor very fast. Hill for Gunnison pushing the ball. Jake and Jagger pushing the ball for the Broncos. Definitely some interesting fouls early on and kids in foul trouble. So we'll see how the second half
that
plays out.
will be interesting in the second half, that's for sure. But it is a 29-25 lead for San Juan through 16 minutes. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with first half stats. Stay with us live from San Juan High School in Blanding. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Blue Mountain Hospital is offering in-hospital and at-home dialysis, advanced sleep study clinics, pain management, hip and joint replacements, and cutting-edge radiology, including 3D mammograms. We're thrilled to welcome Cade Lyman, Dane Lyman, and Brian Kirk, joining our unparalleled team of healthcare professionals. Blue Mountain Hospital has been setting the standard for rural hospitals since 2009.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Here at Utah Navajo Health System, our mission statement is we exist to improve your quality of life through comprehensive, self-empowered, culturally sensitive, and amazing customer service.
Back live to San Juan High School hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's halftime, and after 16 minutes, it's San Juan up on Gunnison Valley, 29-25. The Broncos outscoring the Bulldogs 19-18 in the first quarter, and then 10-7 in a much lower scoring second quarter. That was weird. It felt like there were more fouls and points in the second quarter, but I guess not. San Juan's largest lead was up to 9 points in that first half. Gunnison led by as much as 3. Let's take a look at some of the team stats to start off here. And San Juan shooting a little bit better than the Bulldogs. They're 12 of 28 from the floor for 43%. It's 36% so far for Gunnison Valley. They're 9 of 25 all total. From two-point range, it's the Bulldogs with the edge, 8 of 16 for 50%. San Juan 9 of 21 for 43%. From beyond the arc, the Broncos 3 of 7, and all 3 of those, of course, to R.J. Daly. That's 43% in the first half. Gunnison Valley just 1 of 9. So they've thrown the opportunities up there, but haven't been as hot. Just 11% from beyond the arc so far. San Juan is 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 50%. So Gunnison has the edge there. They're 6 of 8 for 75%. Turnovers were pretty even. San Juan turned it over 10 times, according to my unofficial stats. Gunnison Valley 9. I didn't have a steal for either team in that first half. Rebound-wise, San Juan with a slight edge, 14-12. And I think looking at it last night, it's pretty even today, but it was the offensive rebounds for San Juan last night that really helped them out in that game.
Yeah, you got to crash those offensive boards. That, that can keep you in the game. You look at an offensive board as a hopefully a 50-50 ball. And, when Tripp's in there and Keaton and Justice for the Broncos, they're going after it hard. Tucker's been on the bench, and so Gunnison hasn't had as many opportunities to get those offensive boards.
Right. Yeah, and I think Coach Nielsen's plan has really worked out against Tucker here in this game. They really have corralled him pretty well when you look at what he did against them in the previous meeting 3 weeks ago. Jet Hill is leading the way individually for the Bulldogs with 11 points through the first 16 minutes. Tyson Tucker, who we just spoke of, only has 4 in the first half. That's pretty good. I think he may have had like 12 or 14 by this time last game. 3 each for Zach Overly and Houston McDonald. Landry Edwards and Braxton Pickett both have 2 points so far for Gunnison. The 1 3-point basket was the 3 points for Houston McDonald. For San Juan, it's R.J. Daly leading the way. He had 3 3-point baskets in a row in the first quarter and has 11 points in the first half. Anthony Doan has 10 so far tonight. Tripp Palmer with 4 points off the bench for the Broncos. Weston Jones has a couple points off the bench for San Juan, and so does Jagger Neves. The 3 3-point baskets all for R.J. Daly in that first half. So it's a 29-25 lead for the San Juan Broncos over Gunnison Valley. After one half of play, we'll take one more quick break. And when we return, we'll take a look at some score updates. I don't think we really have anything to speak of yet with this early game this afternoon, but we'll try to take a look at it, and then we'll have the start of the second half. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
With a changing economy and advancing technology, it's time that marketing and selling of real estate in San Juan County catches up. Four Corners Homes and Property Management is changing the game. Every Four Corners Homes listing includes 3D mapping and virtual tours, professional photos, a digital and global 21st century footprint, and marketing exposure that makes it easy for buyers to find and identify what makes your listing unique. Marketing and exposure sells real estate, and if you want the best, you need Four Corners Homes on your team. Find us at fourcornershomes.net or call 801-404-0058.
Yat a Shamige Yanishke, Tuaheglini Nishle, do Batani Bashichin, Hashkishi Tashiche, do Tani Zatni Dashanale. Hello, my name is Shamige. I am the Public Health Director for Utah Navajo Health System. The younger a person starts to drink, the higher the risk of addiction. Those who start before age 13 have a 45% chance of becoming alcohol dependent compared to 7% of those who wait until age 21. Research also shows that 67% of teens who drink before the age of 15 will also go on to use other illicit drugs. Binge drinking now begins as early as grade school. According to data on underage drinking, parents are the #1 reason kids don't drink. It is important that we begin talking to our children at an early age about not drinking alcohol. Kids usually listen to their parents more than anybody else, including their friends. Parents, let's work together to help lower the risk of drug and alcohol misuse in our San Juan County youth. Let's do this.
Back live to San Juan High School. It's High School Hoops today on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. San Juan Broncos hosting the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs here this afternoon, and after one half of play, the hometown Broncos up 29-25. We've got a triple header of High School Hoops for you this evening. It'll continue in Price. Right after our game here, we're going to send it to David Boyle up in Price as the Monticello boys and girls are taking on Pinnacle Academy in a Utah 1A Region 19 showdown, and that's going to be both the boys and the girls starting at 5:30 and continuing through the evening until about 8:30 tonight. So that'll be the doubleheader that follows ours. That's how we get the triple header going on. So those games are forthcoming this evening. I've checked, and there's really no score updates for any of the other games going on today. The big matchup down in our area is the Battle of the Drum with Whitehorse visiting Monument Valley, both the girls and boys in that deal. And the Grand County boys and girls are both playing North Sevier. The girls are on the road, the boys at home. Montezuma Cortez is at Pagosa Springs, both the boys and the girls in that. The San Juan girls are at Gunnison tonight while the boys are taking on Gunnison here at home. In a showdown between local rivals, it's Mancus hosting Dove Creek on both the boys and the girls' side. And then on the wrestling match tonight, it's the Valley Classic in center, and the Mancus, Norwood, and Nucla teams are there. And, of course, here tomorrow at San Juan High School, the Broncos are hosting the 2A Division B tournament, and that will be on StreamUtah.Live for your viewing pleasure, beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow. That'll be Art Adair on the call there, so be sure to join Art for some serious wrestling action tomorrow. That's a big tournament, Travis. I don't know if you're going to come out and see any of that, but I've never been a wrestling man myself.
I'm guilty as charged. I'm always opposite of wrestling doing basketball.
Right
so
on.
I've only seen a few in my life.
Well, that's going to bring a lot of teams here to town. I can't remember all the teams that'll be here, but it's half of the 2A teams will be here, and the other half are at another school somewhere in the state. But I don't know how often San Juan gets to host that tournament. I think it's pretty rare. So it's pretty cool. That'll be a big event here tomorrow. And again, for those of you who want to check that out, StreamUtah.Live starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. I think we're going to take one more really quick break, and then we'll be ready for the start of the second half. San Juan Broncos leading the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs 29-25. Stay with us. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. Dad, you always say dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Blanding, it's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's Rhett Siffer joined by special guest color man today, Travis Black, who of course led the Broncos to a state championship a couple seasons ago. And Travis, this has been a fun one, and San Juan leads by 4 as we get set to go here.
Yeah, fast-paced first half. Hill and Doan both attacking the lane. Expect to see more out of Tucker this second half, getting the ball to him in the paint.
And the Broncos will begin with possession. Jake Ivins controlling, hands over to Nielsen, over to the left side now, Dally. Just some quick passing right now for San Juan on the perimeter, trying to get this defense for Gunnison out of position. Dally will put up the three, no good. A tap-back try for Keaton Ivins is no good. And finally rebounded by Gunnison Valley. And the Bulldogs will work it in for the first time, but stealing it away is Brigham Nielsen. He'll find Anthony Dome with a beautiful pass through traffic out ahead, and Dome finishes from the right side.
Great look there by Brigham. Pushed the ball, got his eyes up quick after the steal.
And we finally got our first steal of the game right there. Now Gunnison Valley back in. I thought that might have been a walk, but missing the shot from the right side off the glass is Tice Hill anyway. San Juan with the defensive rebound. They've got the 6-point lead now. Brigham Nielsen loses it here. And Gunnison running the floor as Nielsen steps into Tice Hill there and commits the foul.
Kind of a frustration foul by Brigham. He threw the turnover, saw Keaton underneath, tried to get it to him, and then sprinted back and stopped the layup the other way. But
physically. Too physically. Yeah, we saw a big hit by Jake Ivins right here at midcourt last night. He got all his money's worth in that one. I don't think any foul was called on that play.
Still football season. I saw that.
Yeah.
Bobby was probably proud.
Well, yeah, we were. We were both proud. We like hits. So, yeah, he's like, we got to start, that's our inside linebacker. So, I don't see what happened there. I guess Gunnison turned the ball over on the inbound play. So, San Juan has the basketball in the front court. Nielsen with it, bounces it to the top of the key for Ivins. That's Jake Ivins. He'll go left side to Dally. Inside now to Keaton Ivins, who hands off to Nielsen. Back out high for Jake Ivins, who drives through traffic. And the Bull in the China shop got through there safely that time for the layup.
Yeah, Gunnison's been in a 2-3 zone. San Juan's attacking it with a 1-3-1, trying to get a touch at that free throw line.
That's the first points for Ivins tonight. And now underneath the basket, Jet Hill goes tumbling to the court, and it will be a foul on Keaton Ivins for San Juan. That is the second foul of the quarter. against San Juan, both of them to San Juan, and this does put Hill to the line. Man, he has been at the line all night tonight. But this time he throws up the air ball.
Well, I think he'd like to have that one back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way Jagger Neves started last night, and he somehow never recovered, and that's very uncharacteristic. And I know seeing Hill today, that's uncharacteristic of the Gunnison senior. And he little smile over here to the sideline, I think. What else can you do, you know?
Yeah, smile at Dad and move on.
Yeah, and he throws up an air ball on the second as well. So he holds his head in shock. I don't know what happened there. He had a lack of power on that trip to the line. I don't know what. That was weird. San Juan will take it, and they've got it back in the front court here. And the ball knocked away from Keaton Ivins out of bounds in favor of San Juan. And the Broncos will reset in their offensive end with 27 on the shot clock. A little lazy on the inbound pass there, I think, and it was nearly intercepted, but stepping out of bounds with the basketball was Houston McDonald, so the Broncos will get another try. And Ivins will send it into Jake Ivins here. And on the right side, Brigham Nielsen back up top for Ivins. He thought about shooting. Hands off to Brigham Nielsen, and he sails it into the crowd.
A little bit of a miscue there. I think that slipped out of Brigham's hand, trying to come back across to Jake on the screen.
So right now the team's trading turnovers, and now the press for San Juan. Gunnison Valley with some good passing, but Tyson Tucker misses the layup, and it's rebounded by San Juan. That's the second Gunnison player to have his head in his hands, and now Anthony Doan will score on a three-footer from the right baseline for San Juan. That makes it a 10-point game. The Broncos, Travis, have stretched this lead very quietly here and suddenly lead by double digits.
Yeah, the press causing just enough havoc to get a layup on the other end. There's another.
And now Brigham Nielsen from the baseline can't score. Keaton Ivins on the tap back is fouled, though the ball doesn't fall, and he'll go to the line. And is it 14 or 13, he said? I think it was
like
13.
13, yeah.
So I think Nielsen missed the first try. Keaton Ivins was fouled on the second.
Both teams struggling from the line.
Yeah, and Keaton Ivins can't make it. He's still looking for his first point of the day. So is Brigham Nielsen. And so the second shot on the way, and that one also bounces off. Wow.
Frustration foul there by Keaton. Missed the second free throw and then tried to chase after the rebound, got the push. It's like Trip Palmer back into the game for Brigham.
Yeah, that is actually the third foul according to my records. It is on Keaton Ivins, so they keep him in for the time being. And now Gunnison Valley has it in the front court. Jet Hill into the lane, and I think he did something to his ankle. He is down in pain. Meanwhile, the shot, dribbling right, shooting left. Tice Hill is no good. Rebounded by San Juan. The Broncos back the other way. A travel will be called, and Hill is in pain, trying to stumble off the floor here for Gunnison Valley. So,
yeah, he hit a jump stop on that drive, and then on his spin, I don't know if he twisted that. He's holding his ankle. I think it's his ankle.
Yeah, he came down oddly on the ankle, I believe. I didn't see that he stepped on someone else's foot, but that may have occurred. That's very common in basketball, obviously. We'll keep an eye. Hopefully, Jet Hill's not completely done for the night. Meanwhile, the Broncos pressing as Gunnison gets it in the backcourt. And now the ball deflected by Daly out of bounds here in the front court for Gunnison Valley. So shot clock stops at 30, and the Bulldogs will reset.
Yeah, that's huge to have Hill on the bench for the Broncos.
Yeah,
press. That's going to be hard to handle.
Hill is the leading scorer in this game for Gunnison Valley. He's the second leading scorer on the team. Now, Talon Dyring gets open on the right side and hits the short jumper. Now Keaton Ivins putting up a shot. It won't fall, but he draws the foul. He'll shoot two. And that is the third on Tyson Tucker. So now you've got Tucker in a little bit of foul trouble, and Jet Hill is off with an injury. So those are two. I don't know, they're going to keep Tucker in for now, it looks like. But, boy, if they were to lose both of these players for any extended time. That's a major blow for this Gunnison team.
Yeah, Hill the leading scorer, leading ball handler, and most likely the high IQ out on the floor. So having him off is not good for Gunnison.
Meanwhile, Keaton Ivins can't make the first of his 2 shots, but he does finally get the second to roll in, and now a steal for the Broncos on the Gunnison inbound play, and that there will be a foul on Dyring. So the Broncos force the foul, and they'll get possession here after Gunnison turns it over on the inbound pass. And Anthony Doan looking for options, bounces it into Daly. He'll dribble it out to the perimeter and then hand off to Jake Ivins. Down into the corner, Trip Palmer. He can dribble, but he'll send it in instead to Keaton Ivins. Now Doan is open for a 3. That one bounces off. Rebound by San Juan, and Trip Palmer draws a foul during the shot. He'll go to the line. Wow.
That was on Tysil, I think.
Tyson Tucker?
No, let's see, 2.
Tysil. Oh.
Dyring? Who'd they call?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, number 2, Dyring.
Okay.
So back-to-back fouls on Talon Dyring here. And Trip Palmer hits the first of the 2. And the Broncos stretch it back to a 10-point lead. Sorry, Travis.
I was going to say, when your primary ball handler is out of the game and you're getting pressed, a lot of times the rest of the team's not quite sure who's supposed to be in what position, who's going to bring the ball down the floor, and this causes a little bit of havoc and panic, as we're seeing right now.
And they're going to throw it away again, out of bounds on the cross-court try here. So back-to-back turnovers on the inbound play. The Broncos stay with the press, and like you just said, Travis, it's creating major headaches right now for Gunnison Valley with Jet Hill on the bench and possibly not returning. And Anthony Doan lobs it up for Trip Palmer again. He has to just dump that down into the paint. We get a foul. No, we get a travel, I think, or a lane. No, it is going to be a foul on San Juan offensively.
Push on Ivins.
Jake, you call him Sean? Is that a nickname or is that
me? Sean's his dad.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Did I say Sean?
You did say Sean.
Sean's his dad. Yeah. Mini Sean.
Talk about a real blast from the past.
Sean's probably the mini. I think Jake's got him by.
Gotcha.
Few
That's even more hilarious. But sometimes I'll call Jagger Jersey. So that's like my Back to the Future moment there. You know, it happens sometimes. But we get a timeout. Boy, it was a little sloppy there for a minute. The Broncos are up by 11 here. And it's a full minute timeout. We'll just keep it here and pause for a moment. We can let you know that High School Hoops today is brought to you in part by San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telecom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, and Lee Contracting. 38-27 lead for San Juan. They have held sway here in this second half. And now, Travis, we mentioned it a couple times, but with Jet Hill, the senior, off the floor here for Gunnison, they are totally out of sorts, it seems like.
Yeah, Gunnison's coach right now in the timeout. He's got to be talking to his players as far as who he wants taking the ball out of bounds on that press, who he wants bringing the ball down the floor. They're spacing, they're flashing, making some quick adjustments with Jet on the bench. Broncos
are trying to earn a split in this season series this year, unless these two teams meet again in the playoffs, which is possible. Gunnison winning the first matchup back on January 5th. San Juan right now leading by 11. Long way to go, though. We're just now reaching the halfway point of the third quarter. Well, the San Juan press has looked real good against Gunnison here tonight, though. And, again, just mentioning with Jet Hill off, it's working even better. But the Gunnison does have the basketball in the front court. And here's McDonald handing to the near side. Tice Hill lobs it up for Tucker. They find a man Dyring in the corner, and he drains the 3. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
Really good look there from Gunnison. Inside out three-pointer.
And that pulls Gunnison back to within 8, keeping San Juan honest here. Anthony Doan has it on the wing. Hands off to Daly. Back to Doan. Now right side for Jones. He goes back to Doan. Doan pump faked with the ball. Had it knocked away, but recovers down into the corner. I don't think that was intended for Daly, but it got to Daly, and he throws it off the leg of Zach Overly out of bounds. A little bit of a reset for the Broncos.
Yeah, coffin corner. Got to be careful. They're going to throw that double team to the corner every time.
And here comes Doan inbounding the basketball to Jones, and he'll get it right back. Trip Palmer is open in the far corner. Doan needing some help. He's going to lob it up, and that was going to be the alley-oop dunk. But Tucker, I think, got up there and messed with that pass. I don't know if he got a hand on it or not. Coming back the other way is Gunnison Valley. They can't score on a couple tries, and the Broncos coming back. Trip Palmer has it and slows it up and then sends it back out high. Now down into the corner. Dally will take the three. It rims off. San Juan with the offensive board yet again. Now Anthony Doan misses a try. And a whistle as the ball comes down off the rim here. And that's going to be a foul on Justice Black.
Yeah, Justice battling for position under there. Just got caught with a push, trying to get offensive board.
And so, is this the bonus? It is the bonus, it looks like, for Gunnison already.
Yeah.
So 2:46 to go in the third quarter, and the Bulldogs at the line, and it is Tyson Tucker. So Tucker, who's been held relatively quiet here today by this San Juan D, has a chance to pull the Bulldogs back to within 6, and he drains the first.
Not the greatest shot selection from the Broncos the last couple of possessions. You're trying to get an alley-oop dunk. That's exciting and that's fun, but you still got to, you got a 7-point game, could be a 6-point game here. You still got to run your offense, still got to try to get those good and great shots.
Yeah, and to me, that's the third time we've seen them attempt that play. I'm not sure that it's there. And maybe after that failed attempt, I don't know if they'll go back to that. Tyson Tucker, meanwhile, up to 6 points in this game as he hits both foul shots. And now Justice Black is fouled by Jack Overly. This is going to be Overly's fourth. And it will put Justice to the line as San Juan goes into the bonus now, just 10 seconds after Gunnison got the bonus. So both teams will be shooting from here on out in this third quarter.
Yeah, I think free throws have been a key in this game, and that'd probably be a key down for this quarter, and I'm sure into the fourth.
And Black rims in the first. That's his first point of the night, and it's key. That stretches the lead back to 7 for San Juan. It's 39-32. 2:35 still remaining in this third quarter. The Broncos have taken command in this third quarter, but without some offense here are in danger of keeping the door open for Gunnison. But Black does his job right there as he hits both foul shots. And now the Bulldogs will run it into the front court. And it's Dyring with the basketball. Back out top to McDonald. And now on to Landry Edwards, who has come back into the game. They'll dribble to the left, hand off to Tice Hill. Now Edwards gets a return pass. Back out to Hill for three. And that one rims off, rebounded by San Juan. Jagger Neves now will bring it up into a double team and bounces it on over to the left side for Dally. Nice quick pass from Dally back to Jagger. Now on the left side, Weston Jones rises up, doesn't take the shot. Gives to Justice Black, and what a play for Black as he goes around the outside of the D and banks it off the glass.
Good lick there by West, finding Justice open in the paint, and a great little move.
And that stretches San Juan's lead back up to 10, 42-32 into the final 95 seconds of the third quarter. McDonald for Gunnison to Tice Hill, back up top to McDonald. He'll come left side, and now down into the corner they go to Dyring. He drove into a double team on the baseline, and one of those Broncos is now going to be called for a foul, and it looks like it's going to be Dally with his second. That is 6 on the Broncos in the quarter. So it's going to be Dyring at the line for Gunnison.
Broncos have been in a 2-3 zone, but they're extending their top two guys out on a kind of a press, half court, three-quarter press, but the three guys under the zone are staying back, still causing havoc with the ball handlers up top.
And Dyring is unable to score on the front end here, so it remains a 10-point game, 42-32. You talk about the foul shots being key, and here in this second half, neither team has been great so far. Only the Tucker and Black foul shots have been good. Dyring misses both right here. And the Broncos pull it down. Speaking of Justice Black, as he was in there mucking it up with his size. And now the Broncos have it in the front court. Weston Jones goes all the way down into the left corner. Trip Palmer hits the three.
Good skip pass there. Trip open in the corner.
45-32 for San Juan, and now a foul against Jagger Neves as Gunnison brings it in. This will be his first.
You know, Coach Ethan Nilsson mentioned in his pregame interview trying to win back-to-back games, and on that second game, free throws are a huge part of that, and you want to have as many opportunities to play a back-to-back game during the season as you can through tournaments and, you know, Friday, Saturday games, because those prepare you for state. So that second game, you know, what are we doing in that second game? Are we getting boards? Are we avoiding turnovers? Are we making our free throws? And again, that's just all preparation for state.
Right. And Talon Dyring makes the first of two. The Broncos pull down the rebound on the second. And now San Juan has it in the offensive end. There's a drive by Justice Black. Finds Daly underneath. It's real physical under there. He had two opportunities somehow in the middle of a triple team, got his own rebound, and on the second one he does get the foul. Wow.
Yeah, great job by RJ. It's you know, rebounding is something he's really worked on. I know he's been challenged on the last year or two to really get more involved with the rebounding and not just be a three-point shooter, and he's done a good job the last few games of crashing the boards.
And now we're having a discussion here, it looks like, an official with a player. But I'm not sure, did I mark the foul there? That was Braxton Pickett. Is that his third or second? Second, it looks like. So I did. And Daly makes the first of two and the second as well. So R.J. Daly has 13 points for San Juan now, and the Broncos' lead is 14, 47-33. As Dyring has it for Gunnison Valley. Bounces it to the right side, Tice Hill. Down into the corner. And driving on the baseline, falling backwards while trying to hit the fade is Pickett, but it won't go. Rebounded by San Juan, and the Broncos run it up. Weston Jones goes way up top for Daly, who will back it to the line now. Hand off to Jagger Neves.
Broncos playing for the last shot here again.
Shot clock is off. 14 seconds left in the quarter. Jagger Neves, high on the right wing, dribbles in, now kicks into the corner. R.J. Daly, nothing but net on the right corner three, and it's 50-33. Last second shot is on the way, and it misses everything for Gunnison, and it is a 17-point lead after three quarters for the Broncos.
Now, RJ open in the corner, a little bit early in the shot clock, but we'll take that all day long.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Broncos claim the lead in earnest in the third quarter. They're up by 17 as we head to the final frame. We'll take a break and return for the start of the fourth. It's High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
San Juan Credit Union. Your money, your future, your credit union. We have branches available in Blanding, Monticello, and Bluff. Come on down and see us.
Compared to the vocational schools of the past, today's career and technical education courses span nearly every industry, including health science, business, digital arts, and computer science. CTE students learn valuable, real-world technical skills with a solid academic foundation while exploring career options or pursuing their passions. Did you know San Juan School District offers 19 CTE pathways for secondary students? To learn more, talk to a school counselor or CTE teacher today.
Yeah, Bobby may have lost his job.
I'm a good sub.
On high school as we get underway in the fourth quarter here tonight in Blanding. And it is the San Juan Broncos leading Gunnison Valley 50-33, but Gunnison has the basketball and a nice little runner off the glass for Braxton Pickett. He has 4 points with that bucket, and it's 50-35. Anthony Doan into the lane and answers immediately for San Juan as the teams trade buckets here to start the final frame. Gunnison back in the front court with it. Bouncing into traffic, and it was knocked away by Justice Black, and then I think Jake Ivins drew a foul. No, I was going to say, for Jake Ivins to draw a foul is much more rare than to be called for it. He gets called for his fourth. I thought he had the ball, but
he, you know, that's a I'll agree to disagree on that one. That's a hustle play by Jake. Should have been rewarded for his effort. Instead, he gets called for the foul.
Yeah, so that's his fourth. And he stays on the floor. 7:15 to go in the game now. Tice Hill with a three, and that's good. Amazingly, that's his first points. All 5 starters have now scored for Gunnison Valley, and it is a 52-38 game. Here's Anthony Doan for 3, and that's short. Rebound bounces all the way out to midcourt. Gunnison tracks it down there. Driving in with the shot is Zach Overly. It doesn't fall, but he draws the foul, and that will be the 4th on Anthony Doan. So the Broncos with 2 players now in serious foul trouble.
Yeah, in a game of momentum, that should have been still by Jake instead of the foul. We would have had Broncos would have had a layup the other end. Gunnison hits a 3 and now about to get 2, so could have been a 5-point swing there for Gunnison. They needed that 3, and then Gunnison's still pushing the ball. They're taking it to the Broncos. These other guards are stepping up, so it's nice to see.
Well, mercifully for San Juan, Overly misses the first foul shot. He does make the second, so that pulls them back to within 13 points. It's 52-39. I think the Broncos' lead was up to, it was up pretty sizable there. Well, 17, I guess, going into the fourth quarter. Now Justice Blackshot takes a long time and finally rolls off of there. So right now it's not falling too well for San Juan. Gunnison Valley underneath and open, and scoring is Zach Overly from just to the right of the bucket. So Gunnison on a bit of a run here to start the fourth quarter. They're back to within 11, and San Juan calls a timeout with 6.5 minutes to go.
Little things this last couple of minutes, minute and a half, 2 minutes. Justice has just done a great job on Tucker. He's big. Tucker's not able to get the position that he wants. Just nice hustle seeing Justice sprint up and down the floor. Looks like Keaton Ivins just checking in for him to give him a breather.
So Coach Nielsen talking with his team, trying to get them regrouped here as it's been a slow start to the fourth quarter. They were up by 17 to start this fourth frame, and they're now only up by 11. So it's a 6-point run by Gunnison. And High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live is brought to you today in part by Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Red's Ace Hardware, and Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores. And a huge thanks to all the sponsors who make these broadcasts possible.
I'm sure in that timeout, Easton Nilsson was talking to his team about, we've got to maintain our lead. We've got to finish this game. Patience on offense. If we can push the ball, we want to push. But if not, let's take some time, run that shot clock, and get a good shot. On the opposite side, Gunnison coach probably wants to keep pushing the pace. I would think they'd want to get Tucker the ball and get him involved this fourth quarter.
And everybody's sprinting down into the San Juan backcourt here. That was a little disjointed. Everybody was in the front court for the moment. Now the Broncos will work it in across the line. Trip Palmer picks up the dribble. Needs help. Dumps it down underneath the bucket and out of the reach of Jagger Neves. Out of bounds it goes. The Broncos turn it over. That's not the way they wanted to come out of that timeout.
Broncos back in their press.
And trying to force a turnover in the Gunnison backcourt, but they'll break it and get across. McDonald finds Tice Hill a little too high off the glass. Battling for the rebound, and it finally comes down to San Juan. And now coming the other way, the ball sails out of bounds off the Broncos, and so back-to-back turnovers.
Yeah, Tripp trying to push ahead to AD there. Pass was just a little bit high.
Gunnison Valley breaking the San Juan press pretty easily this time as Tucker comes through. Hands off to Overly. Overly tries to go through Anthony Doan. Coach Nielsen wanted the charge there. Doan went down. A little bit of light contact, I think, maybe. And now Tucker will come into the paint, floats it up with the right hand, no good.
Yeah, Gunnison got the look they wanted. They had Tucker being guarded by Dowley, and that's definitely a mismatch. Just couldn't finish.
San Juan has it back in the front court, up by 11. 5.5 minutes to go in the ball game now. Doan gives to Keaton Ivins in the right corner. Back out to Doan, and then left side now to Jagger Neves. Sends it inside. Trip Palmer is there. He's at the free throw line, spins and shoots and scores. Trip Palmer rising up, guys, has that height, like you said.
Just gets the steal as well.
The Broncos steal, but unfortunately throw it out of bounds, coming back the other way.
Good hustle by Tripp. Those long arms reached up and grabbed that and stole it, and then just a little too high trying to get it to a teammate.
So Tripp Palmer quietly has 11 points off the bench today for San Juan. And they're up by 13 again, 54-41. Gunnison with it back in the front court. Tucker slipped a little, goes right through to the hole, but the shot rolls off the front of the rim. And the Broncos will pull it down. They run it up in transition, and Jake Ivins does draw a foul on McDonald right here as he reached in on the play.
Tucker had a great look there, back to Keaton down, and I know he's getting frustrated, but he's just got to keep his cool, stay in the game, lead his team. Still plenty of time to get back in this game.
Anthony Doan takes the inbound pass in the backcourt and runs a circle, coming back into the front court. Down into the corner, there's Keaton with it. And he will rise up, send it down off the floor to Anthony Doan. Doan with a quick release on the shot. No good, though, from the right side, and it's rebounded by Gunnison. Bulldogs back in the front court with it. Into the corner, an open three for Pickett is good. And now it's a 10-point game, 54-44, as Pickett drains the three. Daly has it for San Juan. Inside, kicks it back out. Keaton Ivins, a jumper from the free throw line, no good. Rebounded by Gunnison. And they will run it up. Down into the corner, it's Pickett again. This time Keaton is right on him. They'll go up top, and here's a three from McDonald, no good. Rebounded by San Juan this time, and the Broncos will walk it across. Jake Ivins hands off to Doan. And he can dribble, he does. Put it on the court one time, then picks it up. Hands back to Jake Ivins in the midcourt Bronco.
Coach Nilsson asking to burn a little time here, slow it down a little bit, and get a good shot.
Nice pass into the middle, but Jake was too far underneath the bucket right there. Had it go off the underside of the rim. And it's pulled down by Gunnison. They'll send it out to McDonald. Now right side, Tice Hill three, yes. And suddenly the Bulldogs back to within 7 points. So they have surplus 10 points here in this fourth quarter. R.J. Daly has a wide open look, misses the three. Rebounded by San Juan though. And the Broncos can set it back up. Now down into the corner, Keaton Ivins, but a whistle on the play. Looks like a foul against Gunnison, and this will be on Houston McDonald, his third. That is Gunnison's second in the quarter. San Juan also has 2 in the quarter.
Both teams playing with a sense of urgency. San Juan's got to remind themselves they've got the lead. They got an offensive board there and had an opportunity to run some more time off and kind of force that last shot and really only used 5 seconds off that shot clock when they could have used more and get a really good look and maintain your lead. So again, this shot clock the last couple of years, totally new ball game,
yep.
Different strategy, and kids that have played one way, most of their life, it's a new thing to be coaching, a new thing to be talking about. But watching the coaches these last few games this year and last year, there's definitely times that they're telling players, hey, we want to burn some time here. There's a time to push, and there's a time to take your time and burn that clock and get a good shot. So Broncos with his 6-point leads, it's going to be a game here.
Yeah, still a lot of time left with 3:10 on the clock, 54-47 in favor of San Juan. They really seized the lead in the third quarter and came into this quarter with a 17-point advantage, but it has evaporated. However, Weston Jones scoring right here on a nice set piece out of the timeout, and the Broncos will have an add one opportunity with the foul here also.
Great little inbounds play. The Broncos have run that a couple of times this year, and that's one of the first few times I've seen it really, really work well. Great look there by Keaton. Great cut by Wes Jones to finish that and get the and one.
And it's the 4th foul on Houston McDonald for Gunnison. Back-to-back fouls on the Bulldog Jr. Weston Jones knocks down the free throw as well, so he has 5. And San Juan's lead is back up to 10, 57-47. Now under 3 minutes to go in the game. There's a three from Tice Hill, no good. On the rebound, the Broncos come down with it and draw a foul.
Gunnison has made a couple of threes, but there's still plenty of time to get that touch with Tucker, let him do something, or let him kick it out. Gunnison's playing with a little bit of panic. There's still plenty of time left in this game. I still think you've got to look to go inside out with that ball.
And now Jake Ivins will run it across on a nice play for San Juan. As Gunnison is pressing as well now. Hands off to Daly. He's high on the top of the key. Now hands off to Nielsen. Brigham Nielsen with the left-hand dribble. Bounces it to R.J. Daly, left wing. He baseline drives it. Can't make the shot, and a jump ball on the rebound.
Bronco basketball.
So San Juan will keep it, in essence, in the offensive end. 37 rebounds for San Juan today to 19 for Gunnison. And this one's kicked out of bounds by Tyson Tucker.
And Broncos have done a fantastic job this game.
I mean, my stats are unofficial, but
they've really done they've stepped it up. Several players have been going after that ball.
Now the inbound pass is knocked away, and I guess Gunnison was on the baseline when they touched the ball. So that's a break for San Juan. It's not a turnover. Love the student section over there. Largely the football team is cheering on their buddies. And
yeah, Zach Conway leading the way.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Here's R.J. Daly on this inbound play, and the three-pointer is just a little bit too long, rebounded by Gunnison. The Bulldogs will run it up, and here's Tyson Tucker's first three of the afternoon. It's no good. The Broncos unable to get to that rebound, though. Actually, R.J. Daly does come away with that somehow.
Players it's like tied up jump ball again.
Okay. Yeah, he was holding that like it was a baby down on the floor there as he was laying down. But this time it goes in favor of Gunnison. And the Bulldogs will inbound to Tucker. He's in the paint. Pulls up for the jumper over Keaton Ivins and hits from 9 feet. San Juan's lead back down to 8 points. Here's Jake Ivins with a drive right through the lane. Can't score, but draws the foul and goes to the line. Guess what?
Yeah,
that's the fourth on Tucker. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a tough one there because Jake's going to go hard to the basket, and Gunnison has an opportunity to take a charge there.
Right, I was surprised.
Tucker kind of moved out of the way, still bumped him a little bit, but definitely had an opportunity to take a charge.
Well, I don't know. Would you be afraid of the bull in the china shop coming right at you?
If there's one out there that could take it, it's probably Tucker.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else would want to take a charge.
It's a factor, man. That kid's coming at high speed.
Yeah, for sure.
Ivins drains both of the foul shots, so he only has 4 points on the night, but those are a key two right there. San Juan's lead is back to 10 with 2 minutes to go in the game. Here's a drive and a bucket and a foul for Zach Overly. That was a nice coast-to-coast drive for Zach Overly.
Yeah, quick basket, scoop and score. I like it. Put Overly to the line to make this game even tighter.
And let's see, is that Weston Jones foul? I guess that's his second. I've got confused because that's the player who shot the ball. And Overly does complete the three-point play. It is 59-52. Lead is 7 for San Juan with just under 2 minutes to go. Jake Ivins with the basketball. You can see the desperation now for Gunnison for sure. San Juan with the basketball out in the midcourt paint. Anthony Doan looked the defense off, goes around to the hole, and he draws the foul. He'll go to the line.
Great recognition by Anthony to see the wide open lane there. You do want to burn a little bit of time, but you'll also take a layup for sure. Huge difference in having, the end of the game like this, you want a strong ball handler like Jake on the floor. A lot of games he's fouled out at this point, and Gunnison is pressing, and Jake just has the strength to take care of that ball along with AD. So it's nice to have those two both on the floor here towards the end of the game.
Well, these are key foul shots. Unfortunately for Doan, the first one rolls off. And so it remains 59-52 for San Juan. 142 is all that remains in what has been an excellent game today. The second shot rolls off, but how about Weston Jones in there for the rebound and the putback? Wow.
Yeah, all the Broncos just crashing the boards hard. Great offensive board there by Wes off the free throw.
And now McDonald coming back for Gunnison. The shot wildly off the mark. I think he was expecting to get fouled on that play, and it's pulled down by San Juan. The Broncos have it in the front quarter, now trying to use some time. Just above 1 minute left in the game. Anthony Doan drive, kick out, but it's intercepted. Coming the other way, unable to get the layup is Overly, and San Juan gets the rebound. Wow. And that was a missed opportunity right there for Gunnison. With a minute left in the game now, the Broncos will call a timeout. That was a key miss right there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, absolutely. They needed that. Broncos, I think Coach Nielsen's trying to recognize them. Hey, we've got a 9-point lead and a chance to burn 30 seconds off the clock. The Broncos are playing like they're behind, but they've got the lead here. Again, this is good recognition for them to say, okay, we've got to finish out these games. And we love the fast-paced basketball. We've all been raised on it. We all love to see that. But with this shot clock, it's such a different animal now to be able to say, okay, we have to make this team come foul us. Let's burn 30 seconds off, and then let's go hard to the rim. Put it on the refs to make a call, get it into the paint, get your best free throw shooters to the line, and finish out games.
Yeah, I know Coach Nielsen is trying to reel them in. It's hard to avoid that temptation when the other team is going 110%. You go at their pace.
Yeah, with Gunnison, you have to. You got to play catch up and try to get as many 2-for-1, 3-for-1s as you can. So you want to get that fast-paced layup and immediately get into your press and try to get a turnover. And it causes urgency for San Juan to say, oh, you're pressing us. We've got to push and go fast. Right. And really, you've just got to be smart and patient.
Yeah, we're into the final minute now. The Broncos with a 9-point lead, 61-52. So they're in good shape as they inbound. Anthony Doan has it. Now a double team and a foul right off the hop. So Doan will go to the line here. San Juan obviously in the bonus at this point. And that will be the 5th and final foul to Houston McDonald. Came in off the bench, and he's going to go back to the bench right now. And we have not seen Jet Hill back in this game, so obviously the injury was enough that he is standing up now. But, yeah, so Hill is out, obviously, for the rest of this game. That was a big blow to Gunnison. He is still leading scoring, I believe, in this game for them. He is. He has 11 points, but won't be able to add to that from the bench. Meanwhile, Anthony Doan at the line, and the first shot takes a lot of time, but finally rolls in.
Hopefully Anthony sees that one, and then the next one's nothing but net.
Yeah, his alignment is a little bit off. He's pulling a little bit to the right, I think, but we'll see if he corrects it. Here he does. Nothing but net, just like you said. So he's up to 18 points tonight, leading all scorers. Broncos lead is 11 again, 63-52. And here is Gunnison in the front court with the basketball. Off the glass, no good with the shot. Landry Edwards, and the rebound out of bounds on the baseline in favor of Gunnison.
San Juan throwing a press at Gunnison just to kind of throw a little havoc, not let him get anything easy, and they've got to be careful not to foul. You don't want to foul on this end. Just play good straight up D. You can be quick and aggressive, but just not overly aggressive.
Gunnison inbounds, and they've got to go quick here, running out of time, down to just over 30 seconds, I should say, to go in this game, and here's a foul on Gunnison. Off the ball here. And so that'll be going back the other way, and that's Tyson Tucker's 5th foul.
I think that's just kind of a frustration foul of Tyson. He knows that they haven't played to their ability tonight and had foul trouble and injury and just a little frustrated.
So that does it for the leading scorer. So tough to overcome here tonight for Gunnison. Both of their leading scorers out of this game now. Of course, this happens with just 37 seconds remaining, so not a huge factor, but it has been a factor when Hill left the game, that's for sure. And now Jake Ivins is fouled as Tice Hill steps in on him. And so Ivins will go to the line here, and this is all kind of just formalities at this point.
Yeah, and if I'm Coach Nielsen, I'm still talking to my team. You're not looking at the score right here. What you're looking is finishing the game. You've got to have the mentality. You need that. You want every free throw. You have to have that mentality that you need every free throw. You have the mentality that it's a 1-point, 2-point game, and you've got to have every bucket.
Well, Ivins can't make either of them, unfortunately, on this trip. So Gunnison Valley has it with 20 seconds to go in the front court. And they'll call a foul on R.J. Daly. And at this point, Daly just needs to remain silent, I think, and avoid a technical foul here.
Absolutely. And again, that's, on the defensive end, self-discipline to say, hey, we just want to play good D. Don't give the ref anything to be able to call and put them to the line.
Yeah, and there's a nice three-point shot for Zach Overly. So he will most likely finish the game with 12 points. We're into the final 5 seconds now. San Juan hemmed in the backcourt, but now Gunnison will let them go. Jake Ivins dribbles across. They'll run the timeout, and it is a 63-55 win for the San Juan Broncos, who put on a good effort tonight here against the team that beat them 3 weeks ago in Gunnison. The Broncos win by 8 points tonight over the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs, and that was a fun one.
Yeah, I'd have to say the difference of this game is just the effort that the Broncos put into rebounding, especially on the offensive board. They kept several possessions going. Guys that normally were averaging maybe 2-3 rebounds, looks like maybe they had 5 or 6 tonight. Just a great contribution from the bench, a lot of different guys scoring. You know, both teams had early foul trouble. Very unfortunate that Jet Hill got injured. Hopefully it's nothing too serious, and he can be back next week for Gunnison. Region games, you need to win at home. Got to win at home, and they had 2 back-to-back now at home, and I know they'll be excited to head up north next week.
Yeah, that was a strong way to end a 2-game winning streak, is to go on a 2-game losing streak, I should say, is to go on a 2-game winning streak, and they've now won 3 of their last 5 games. So good little turnaround for the San Juan Broncos this weekend, and a bit of a long weekend. Obviously, we'll have Saturday off. They can come out and watch some wrestling tomorrow and take that Saturday easy. So that's kind of a nice little break for the San Juan Broncos. They earned it with a couple nice wins here these past couple days. We'll take a quick break, and we'll come back out for final game stats, maybe a conversation with head coach Easton Nielsen. Stay with us. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
Mom? Dad, sometimes I'm gonna be a little impulsive. I mean, I'm a teenager.
Not to freak you out or anything, but the leading cause of death in Utah for teens
It's suicide.
So help us out here.
Because we may be impulsive.
But we want to live. Almost all the time.
But in case there are times when we forget that, keep your guns and ammo locked up safely.
Because doing this little thing can make a big difference.
Well, on High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live. It's a 63-55 win for the San Juan Broncos here tonight over the Gunnison Valley Bulldogs. We are glad you've joined us. We're going to take the look real quick here at final game stats and see if Coach Nielsen will run up here and chat with us. He usually does unless he forgets. So let's take a look now at the team stats here as we close it out. And again, it's all unofficial. I do see Coach Nielsen on his way up, so I'll chat with him here in just a moment. But 42% shooting for San Juan from the floor tonight. They were 22 of 53, 19 of 52 for Gunnison for 37%. And we'll interrupt the stat readout here as we get a chance to visit with head coach Easton Nielsen. And Coach, you guys look real good from start to finish here tonight. What a great way to finish off an early weekend here with a great region win against a tough team tonight.
Yeah, we're dang excited about the win we got. I still would have liked to have come out a little better in the fourth quarter, especially in the beginning, but as opposed to last night, it felt like we kind of found ourselves and stopped the bleeding and kept control of it down the stretch, which I was happy with. So
you had an excellent game crashing the boards here today.
We did, and that was part of our game plan, is we had to run the floor well and we had to board well, and we did those two things, and it gave us a lot of good looks, let us make a few good runs that put us out of reach, and yeah, I'm proud of our boys. I'm proud of the pace they played with and the effort they played with. They found it today. They generated their own energy, and I was proud of that.
And your plan, your preparation for Tyson Tucker, who gave you the most trouble in the first meeting, you could really see that you frustrated him all game.
Yeah, we did. I can't wait to actually see the final stat line on what he ended up with, but I know we made it a lot harder on him. We still kept the guards neutralized at the three-point line. We only gave up a couple open looks, and I mean, they knocked a few down. They're good shooters, but overall I was happy with the way we executed the game plan.
Well, what are you going to do for the rest of the weekend now? It's kind of weird to have a Saturday off, huh?
Hey, we're going to watch other teams around the state and get focused on another week next week. We got North Summit and Duchesne to look forward to.
Yeah, that's going to be a crazy trip next week.
yeah, that's going to be we're ready for it, though. You know, we're wanting it. We're excited to go back over there. We know Duchesne left us with a little blood in our mouth from that one. We felt like we could have had it, and we get another chance to go get them on Friday. So,
well, how will you prepare, I think, maybe over the next few days for what's going to, first of all, be a tough trip physically or logistically, and then also against a couple of tough teams?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple things I want to make sure we prepare on Monday. We're going to do some mindset mastery to kind of put us in the right mindset for a hard road trip like that. As far as game planning, you know, I want to go and watch some more film on Duchesne and some of the sets that they use. They executed very well, so we have to be a little more prepared for some of their set actions than we were last time we played them. So we're going to make those adjustments and bring the energy and go play our hearts out Friday night.
Well, we had a fun time today. It was fun watching the game, and it was fun for me having Travis next to me all game. He talked bad about you all game.
I'm sure he did. Hey, and you know, he probably should. So.
Well, Coach, enjoy this win. Enjoy these back. You know, it's a good way to break out of a 2-game losing streak is to start a 2-game winning streak. So congrats to you guys. Enjoy that and get set up for what's going to be a fun, tough trip next week.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, Coach. That is Coach Easton Nielsen, obviously proud and rightfully so of his team, who played an excellent couple games this weekend here at home, and will get out of here with a 9-11 record. So that should improve them a little bit in the standings as well. And it'll probably drop Gunnison Valley down a little bit. But let's continue with the stats here now. The Broncos, as I mentioned, out shooting Gunnison from the floor today, 42% to 37% from two-point range. It was 17 of 38 for San Juan for 45%, and Gunnison 13 of 32 for 41%. From three-point range, Gunnison came on in the second half. They ended up hitting 5 more three-pointers than they had in the first half, but the Broncos still have the edge in that department. They finished 5 of 15 for 33%. Gunnison was 6 of 20 for 30%. From the free throw line, San Juan actually ended up with the edge in that department as well, as Gunnison fell off a bit. And Travis, you mentioned that foul shots were the key, and a lot of times they are in games. I mean, so often they are. And Gunnison was shooting 76%, I think, in the first half, but fell way off to 58% in the second half, ultimately for the game. And San Juan finishes the day 14 of 23 from the line for 61%. So great day on the boards for San Juan, a decent day from the line, and I think both of those were key in the win. Let's see, rebound-wise, that was really where it was done. And I have 39 rebounds for San Juan, 11 of them offensively, 22 boards for Gunnison, and just 5 offensively. So that's all unofficial, but to me, that really kind of tells the story right there.
Yeah, anytime you get, if you get 11 offensive boards, you're hoping that you score on at least half of those.
Right.
So, 10 to 12 points off of those offensive boards is the difference in the game. So,
turnovers, it was San Juan I had for 15 and Gunnison with 13. Couple steals for San Juan in the game as well. Gunnison Valley blocked a couple shots today. Let's look at the individual scoring now. We'll start with the visitors. And it was Zach Overly ultimately leading the way with 12 points. Jet Hill left the game with injury early in the second half, and he did finish the day with 11 points. So it was a real blow when he went out of the game for Gunnison for sure. 8 points for Tyson Tucker, who's the leading scorer on this team. San Juan did a great job holding him to just 8 points today. 6 for both Tice Hill and Talon Dyring. And let's see, I think I missed Braxton Pickett, who had 7 points. And then it's 3 for Houston McDonald. Landry Edwards into the day with 2 points. The 6 3-point baskets, 2 of them for Tice Hill, and everybody else had 1. Talon Dyring, Braxton Pickett, Zach Overly, and Houston McDonald all with 3-pointers today for Gunnison Valley. Anthony Doan led the way for San Juan with 18 points. That was also that led the way for everyone today. R.J. Daly had 16. That was more than anybody for Gunnison had as well. 11 points for Trip Palmer. Great day off the bench for Trip. Let's see. It kind of falls off a bit from there. Jake Ivins had 4. Weston Jones had 7 off the bench. He had a good day as well. Jake Ivins and Justice Black both with 4 points for San Juan. It was a 2-point day for Jagger Neves, and Keaton Ivins had 1.
So 20 points off the bench for San Juan. That's great contribution.
Yeah, and that's what we've been seeing since right before Christmas for sure. 3-point baskets. 4 of the 5 were R.J. Daly's, and 3 of those 4 were in the first quarter. Trip Palmer had 1. And really, you can't, when you talk about the scoring leaders and everything, all these points obviously are very important. And sometimes you get a key 2-point bucket or even a key foul shot late in the game that doesn't look like much on a stat sheet, but it ultimately is huge in the victory.
Absolutely. Timing on some of those buckets is everything. So those 11 offensive boards, what did they lead to? Did they lead to a made basket, getting back to the free throw line, giving yourself a chance to have some second chance points?
Yeah, and I'd love to be able to keep all those stats, but I think my head would probably explode.
I love this. This is great. That's the the up and down, the shake and bake of basketball. It's just so nice to see. I'm a stat man. I love seeing this live. So you're doing a great job.
Well, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed announcing the game with you today. I don't know if Bobby Bowering's lost his job or not. You guys might have to wrestle it out, man.
Yeah, I'll sub for him, but it's fun being here. I appreciate you hollering at me. So.
Well, absolutely. Cool. You can do it anytime we need to fill in. I don't know. I guess if you're traveling, Bobby hasn't been able to do a lot of traveling, so feel free to join, and it would be fun. That'll do it for our broadcast here today from San Juan High School, but we're going to continue a high school hoops triple header. We will take a quick break, and when we return, we will send it up to Price, where David Boyle is calling the Monticello versus Pinnacle Academy game right now. It's the boys, so we will join that in progress, and that'll continue through the night with the girls game as well. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks to all the sponsors. Thanks to Lane Palmer and Cortland Lyman for handling the StreamUtah.Live side for us today. Always doing an excellent job. On behalf of Travis Black and everybody involved, we're going to take a break, and again, we'll send it up to Price, where Monticello is taking on Pinnacle Academy. It is High School Hoops on Red Rock 92 and StreamUtah.Live.
High School Hoops is a production of Red Rock 92 Sports and StreamUtah.Live. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Anderson Oliver Title Insurance Agency, Utah State University Blanding, San Juan Health, Car Shop Auto Body, Colleen Kays, author of The 7 Dynamos of Organizational Power, Red Mechanical, San Juan Building Supply, Flights Gymnastics, Northern Electric, Emory Telcom, Napa Motor Parts, Creative Floors, San Juan School District CTE programs, Blue Mountain Foods, Energy Fuels, Precision Rehab, Lee Contracting, Desert Rivers Credit Union, Holiday Construction, San Juan Pharmacy, Canyonlands Tire, Diamond Propane, Fred's Ace Hardware, Southeastern Utah 7-Eleven stores, Blue Mountain Hospital, Furniture Gallery, Dependable Auto Repair, Primary Residential Mortgage, Four Corners Electric, San Juan School District Adult Education, Jones and DeMille Engineering, Bradford Tire, San Juan Counseling, Pick-a-Stitch Embroidery and Apparel, San Juan Mortuary, Four Corners Homes, Utah Navajo Health System, Main Street Drug, San Juan Credit Union, Tailor Made Wooden Heritage, and Innovation Medical Group. We're the home of live high school sports coverage in southeastern Utah, Classic Hits Radio, Red Rock 92, and StreamUtah.Live.